Have you ever really liked someone but felt too shy to go and talk to them? Or maybe you tried to talk to them, but the moment you tried to speak, you felt really nervous or scared or timid because you were worried that you were going to say something that would make them not like you or say something that would make them reject you. Have you ever wished that you could just take a magic pill that would cure your shyness and awkwardness forever? Well, there is something that you can do that is very simple that can literally transform you from that shy person into that confident rock star of your dreams. And no, it's not something like be yourself or to stop caring what other people think of you. This is something that's way more profound than that. Back in college, I was a pretty shy kid. I couldn't hold eye contact with people. I couldn't give out a firm handshake without being nervous or weird. If I was around someone who I thought was attractive, I would immediately feel really nervous. And I can remember going to these parties where I would always feel like I was the outsider looking in, and I would be the one watching everyone else have fun, and I would watch everyone else interact with each other. I never felt like I was a part of the party. I remember seeing these really charismatic guys who were always so easygoing and happy and carefree, and they would just talk to everyone, and they made it look so easy, and everyone would smile and laugh around them. And I got really jealous of these people. I was jealous of how everyone wanted to be their friend. I was jealous of how many people would naturally gravitate towards them, because at that time, no one was gravitating towards me. If I could be like them, where everyone would like me and where everyone wanted to be my friend, then I would feel truly happy and complete. This was the answer to my problems, I thought to myself. I wanted this so bad that I dedicated the next few years of my life to trying to figure out what the true secret to confidence was. In my mind, being confident meant getting my dream partner or getting my dream job or my dream social circle, and not being confident meant getting none of this. So the stakes were really high. So the first thing that I did was I went onto YouTube and I typed in how to be more charismatic, and I would watch all of these videos about guys talking about how you should just be yourself, or how you should not worry about what other people think of you, or how you should just smile. So for the next few months, I tried to implement all of this advice. I would go to these parties trying to put myself out there, and I tried to be myself, and I certainly tried smiling as much as I could. And I would get the occasional smile back, or the occasional laugh, or the occasional person talking to me, but that core confidence feeling that I saw guys on YouTube have, or I saw guys on TV would have, was never really there. I found that telling someone who was already really shy to just be yourself or to just smile was not really helpful. I'm not saying it's wrong, I'm just saying that it was not helpful for me at that time. So I never really experienced that real transformation that I was looking for. I remember I was laying on my bed feeling really down, and I was just thinking to myself, well, I guess I have to accept the fact that I won't ever become that confident person. I guess I won't get my dream girl or land my dream job. This is just the way my life is. So I continued to live my life in a state of social confusion, believing that confidence and charisma were things that you were just born with. But one day when I was on YouTube, I saw one of my favorite YouTubers named Elliot Hulse upload a video called 6 Steps to Meeting Women. I clicked on the video and he introduced me to a funny looking guy named Owen Cook. And in that video, he went on to talk about how to improve your social skills. I thought he had some pretty interesting stuff to say, so I decided to check out his own YouTube channel. And I saw that he had an entire business where he taught people how to improve their social skills. But instead of just saying, be yourself, or to just smile like everyone else did, he would post these hour-long videos talking about what true confidence was and how to actually deal with your insecurities in a real and practical way. I had never seen someone go into so much detail on such a topic. One of the first real things that I learned from him was to always do the scary thing socially. So I sat there and I thought to myself, what is the scariest thing socially that I can think of? And at that time, I concluded that it was simply approaching someone on the street and trying to get their phone number. As terrifying as this was for me, at that time, I had to try it because this was the thing that I had to do in order to achieve that true confidence feeling. And in my mind, this was the true secret to happiness. So the next day, I went outside in downtown Vancouver, which is where I was living at that time, with the intention to just approach someone and trying to create a really positive social interaction with them. And that day, I walked around for 4 hours trying to work up the courage to do it. Whenever I saw someone who I wanted to talk to, I would make excuses like, oh, I can't talk to her because she looks busy, or I can't talk to her because she is texting someone else, or she looks mean, or probably the dumbest excuse excuse of all time, she probably wouldn't like me anyways, literally just basing that on the way she looks. So I ended up not approaching anyone that day. And when I got home, I felt really, really bad because I let my fears get the best of me. I felt like a real loser. And I remember it was 10 p.m. at night, and I was sitting on the balcony of my apartment just looking up at the stars. As I was doing this, I had this moment of deep self-reflection. I asked myself a really powerful yet simple question that I will never forget to this day. It was, what kind of person do you want to be in this lifetime? Do you want to live a life of being a coward where your fears and your insecurities will dictate everything you do, or a life of excitement and self-discovery where you face your fears head on? What type of person do you want to be in this lifetime? And then I remembered a line from one of Owen's videos where he said something like, if you want to have an extraordinary life, you have to do extraordinary things. And I sat there for a while just pondering this one line. Eventually, I got up from my balcony and I went to my bathroom where I was just looking at myself for a while. And I looked right into my own eyes and I said, no, this is not acceptable. You are not going to be one of those people who lives their whole life in a state of fear. A life without deep pain is a life without deep meaning, I thought to myself. Tomorrow, you are going to go outside and you cannot return to your apartment until you go up to someone and talk to them. If that takes a couple hours, so be it. If that takes a couple days, so be it. But you cannot come home until you do this, I told myself. So I went to bed already feeling nervous for the next day. The next day, I woke up, I ate some food, and I immediately went outside. When I was going down the elevator, I felt this intense anxiety and shyness, and it literally felt like I was about to enter a full-blown battle with my own self. I think it felt more intense this time compared to yesterday because this time I knew I was actually going to do it, as opposed to the day before where I was kind of pretending to go and do it. Like I told myself that, oh, I'm gonna go do it, but I wasn't really serious about it. So things were about to get really intense. The moment I got outside, excuses came flooding over me. My brain was saying things like, oh, you need to drink something first, or you need to eat some more food, or man, it's a little bit cold out here. Maybe you should go upstairs and get a jacket, or maybe you should take a quick nap so you can be really energized for the day. It was almost like my brain was in panic mode or something. It could tell that I was being serious this time, and it could tell that I was not messing around and I was about to do something that was really powerful, and it really did not like it. It was almost like my brain thought that I was going to do something that was literally going to threaten my survival, which logically is insane. But that day, I walked around for 7.5 hours just battling my own brain and my own insecurities. My brain continued to distract me and continued to make excuses. It did everything it could to keep me in quote-unquote survival mode. It was around 5 p.m. and I looked up at the sky and I could tell that it was getting dark soon. I have to do this during the day. It will only be weirder if you wait until the night, I thought to myself. But as I was thinking this, I saw someone. She was standing about 20 feet in front of me. She was about 5'6", had black hair, and she was just walking by herself. When I saw her, my whole body froze and my heart and brain started to race at 1,000,000 miles per hour because they both knew that I was about to do something that would change the course of my life forever. This was one of those moments that would define me and my life. And the question of what type of person do you want to be in this life echoed throughout my entire body. As I took one step forward, I could feel my legs starting to cramp up. And then as I took another step forward, I could feel the rest of my body started to cramp up. It was as if I was like a robot and I was doing something that I wasn't really programmed to do. But at that time, I was willing to risk a complete systems failure or a complete system meltdown in order to do this. But the quicker I started to walk towards her, something weird happened. I started to feel a little bit lighter and a little bit looser. I could feel that I could actually breathe. It was almost like my brain was like, well, we have done everything we could to try and stop him. I guess we might as well help him out now. I tap her on the shoulder. She turns around and I say, hey, I just saw you from over there and I just really wanted to say hi. We began talking for a few minutes about random topics and it ended up being a really nice, pleasant conversation. We exchanged phone numbers and we said goodbye. And just like that, that the whole ordeal was over. As I was walking home to my apartment, I was still kind of in shock and I really couldn't process what was going on. I needed some time to think about it. But when I got home and I was back in my safe zone, I once again caught my reflection in the mirror. As I was looking at myself, I felt such an amazing natural high. I didn't feel like this because I had met someone or because I had gotten someone's phone number or something. It was because I had fought against something that was rooted deep inside of me. Instead of just avoiding that scary dark closet in my house, which is a closet that we all have, by the way, that is filled with my insecure demons, I chose to go up to the door, open it, walk straight in, and I looked straight at my deep, dark demons and I said, "No. You are not going to run my life. I don't care how scary you are. I don't care how painful this is for me. I am making the decision that you are not going to run my life." The way I accomplished all of this was not through the basic advice of just be yourself or to just smile. It was from learning from someone who went really deep into these topics. It was learning from someone who had changed the social lives of thousands of people around the world. The thing that cured my shyness in 60 seconds was doing the thing that terrified me the most. It was choosing to learn from a real mentor who actually knew what he was doing, someone who could guide me and give me real advice. I didn't take baby steps. I didn't meditate. I didn't do positive affirmations, I just did it. My shyness did not go away forever after that, but it was the start of the cure. So if you are someone who used to be like me, where you would get shy around that person who you really like, or you would get shy in front of that large group of people, then I would highly recommend checking out Owen Cook's YouTube channel. This is someone who transformed my own social life. And to be honest with you all, the Mitch Manley YouTube channel probably would not be here if it wasn't for his work. He even recently made a video called How to Meet People Being a Shy Introvert. But I have to warn you, his content is not watered down mainstream advice. This is a guy who makes hour-long masterpieces where he goes deep into human psychology and human behavior, and he goes deep into the dark workings of how human beings actually operate. The link to that video where he talks about overcoming shyness is in the description box of this video, so feel free to go there, click it, and get ready to learn. Thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you all very soon.